Okay, let's go. Let's go into the banners. Yeah, it's trash. Electro Pyro on the Electro character with no chevrons. Eat a. Yeah. Do I need to say it? Do I need to continue? Okay. So I think that everyone is wildly disappointed with them banners, right? Okay, this is a Alhaitham banner and a web banner. Oh, it looks nice. Sacrificial. Lithic. Lithic? All right, whatever, take it. Dub, whatever. That's a dub, I guess. So let's talk about Sethos. He's Electro Sino. Oh no, sorry, not Electro. He's Electro Tainari. Sorry, he's Electro Tainari. If you want Electro Tainari, go for Electro Tainari. No shade, no negativity. It's fine, whatever. When it comes to 4-star characters, you ain't even gonna be on it. Like, no one cares about a 4-star DPS anymore because you gotta get C6 for them to even come close to the characters that you currently own, right? So let's talk about Toma. Toma has gotten better. He has. I will fully admit it. He has gotten better. He's good for Virgin, but that's pretty much it. He's okay with Arlecchino, but the shield breaks like crazy. Day is better, which is kind of sad. When it comes to Bennett, obviously Bennett's always going to be good in some capacity. I don't know how good he's going to be with future characters. We'll have to see on that one. By the way, this is what I have to say. Must fucking summon, don't care, shut up, you're a dick. Okay, that's all I have to say. Okay, if you say otherwise, you're stupid and you need to get your eyes checked. Okay, must summon, shut up, you're a dumbass. Don't care, she's hotter than Clorinde, eat a dick, bro. Don't care. Let's go find out what she does. I don't care what she does because she's hotter than Clorinde. I don't care. I will date this nerd all the fucking day. Okay, perfume selling nerd, hell yes, bro. Wait, what's this? Ziox tweeted, has anyone seen this man? Yeah, the reason that Kaveh has not been on a banner in like 8,000 years is because he's the most garbage character in the game. It's unfortunate. Like, he doesn't even work on the teams he was supposed to work on. And literally everyone was trying to make him work, and he's just so bad, you just can't even try. You just feel like you're playing whack-a-mole with a piece of paper. And you want a mallet, but it just doesn't come out. So then you summon for Nilo, and you're like, why the fuck did this character even exist? So let's talk about Alhaitham. Alhaitham is a character that is incredibly powerful. He works really, really well in content. He does very good things. I have found that his best team overall is Nahida Sync-Cho with Kuki Shinobu, and that is probably his overall best team. If you're more of a spender, then the teams kind of vary, and you can use like Yelan, and you can use Fischl or Ye Miko. But for most players, the most commonly used good team is the one I just mentioned. So if you're trying to make a really, really good Alhaitham, he's very, very free-to-play friendly as a DPS. The only issue with him as a DPS is that Tainari does exist, and people can lose 50-50s to get Tainari. The difference between Tainari and Alhaitham is that Alhaitham is significantly better if you are free to play for weapons because he can use a Harbinger of the Dawn, whereas Tainari doesn't really have 4-star options. And I think there's an event weapon coming this patch called the Cloud Forged, has an EM main stat, and after elemental energy is decreased, the equipping character's EM is boosted by 18 for 40 by 18 seconds. So max 2 stacks. So obviously Tainari can use that. Is it a good weapon for him? Well, Elemental Mastery tracks into percentage damage for him, but like it's gonna be way worse than a lot of the options. But it's probably the best 4-star weapon you can even get on him. I know I've kind of digressed off Alhaitham, but Alhaitham has more flexibility when it comes to weapon access for free to play. But if you are a player that summons on the weapon banner, then you'll have more options with Alhaitham. Next up, we got Clorinde. So Clorinde, unfortunately, this is the only thing that I can think about Clorinde that's logical and just short and succinct and to the point. She is the Fontaine version power level of, let's just say, a Navia. She's around Raiden Shogun C0 power level. I don't know if she's stronger than Keqing, weaker than Keqing, but Keqing is better in AoE, that's for sure. When it comes to her overall kit, succinctly, she is Electro Yoimiya. She is a single target super carry character that does some really good damage, right? But is best used in a single target setting. So Can she be used in AoE? A bit. She has a good nuke on her ulti, which is kind of nice, so she can be used in AoE. She's a little bit better in that regard for the versus Yoimiya, but for the most part, she's essentially just Electro Yoimiya. If you want that character because you really like Clorinde, that's a great character to go for. I think that she's awesome, but unfortunately, she's not really what I'm looking for personally. I mean, she's hot, but Emilie's way fucking hotter. So, and Navia is really hotter too. I don't really have a thing for blondes per se, or maybe I do. I don't know. I didn't fully math the VS Sino thing. I did math the Kaching thing. The thing is, versus a C6 Kaching and with a missplitter, I believe she's about 20% stronger in single target than a C6 Kaching. So if you had a C6 Kaching already for some fucking reason, I don't know. Kaching doesn't really get a lot of constellations. She has like really, really shitty constellations, by the way. But like, let's just say you wanted to go for Kaching, like you had Kaching constellations lying around. Kaching's pretty strong with Baizu, Kazuha, and Fischl. Clorinde is also quite strong, but she's about 20% stronger in a single target setting than Kaching. So I don't know if that's worth summoning for you. The thing is, Clorinde's not tied to a specific, team. And there is a possibility that Clorinde can work with Emilie. So if I was just gonna logic this for a second, you could use a character like Bennett or Dea, paired it with Emilie and use a Clorinde. And there could be another character that would be put into the team composition as well. I don't know, Nahida, Zhang Ling. Like there's a myriad of different characters that could be used with that Emilie situation to make all that work. Burning Overload is a very, very strong composition in general. It does a lot of damage, but a lot of it is reaction damage, and that team isn't really optimizing reaction damage, so you're not doing as much as you need to. The thing is with Nahida also, which is kind of nice to be able to use Nahida with a Pyro character, you get the faster setup on the damage, and also it reacts harder because you get more percentage damage add for the Pyro character. Most people are stuck with using Nahida with like Hydro and Electro, but a lot of people don't use Nahida with Pyro, and if you do, it's actually pretty good. Or her damage goes up a lot. As far as Clorinde goes, I don't really want her on any of my accounts at all. I would much rather have an Emilie because it seems like it would open more doors. I would also much rather have Sigwin because it would open more doors of playstyles and things I can do. But if you want to know if she is a strong character, I believe she'll be as strong as Navia overall. Okay, and Navia is a pretty decent character, but she ain't no Arlecchino and she ain't no Nebulet. So I mean, whatever you're looking for, that's probably the limit of what you're looking for. That's probably the overall explanation of what you're looking for. If you have questions, we'll take some questions in there. Now, obviously, when you go C1 and beyond on Clorinde, she goes crazy. She goes wild, okay? So if you want her to be good, she's more of a whale character. She's not really a free-to-play character. So if you go for like C2 Clorinde, she'll pop the fuck off. And she'll be crazy strong. So she's like Raiden in that regard. So if you go C2 R1, you'll be like a god. How does she compare to Yeimiko? Well, Sigwin is a character that's going to boost off-field characters' damage. And she's going to boost damage similar to that of a Shenhe. Yeimiko will probably get a huge buff with Sigwin, so I don't know how to compare the two characters because Yeimiko is an off-field DPS, right? And she's all-field elemental skill, which is what Sigwin boosts, so I don't know. I haven't looked into it. What are your thoughts on the Clorinde weapon banner? Is it worth? No. The thing about the weapon banner for Clorinde, I have the Foliar on all 3 of my accounts. On my Battle Pass Welkin, my free-to-play account, every account, I have the Foliar. I don't like the Foliar, and I always choose the Missplitter. I very seldom choose a Foliar when I have an option between a Foliar and a Missplitter. Is it a good option in general? Yeah, it's a decent weapon. Is the Clorinde weapon a decent general weapon? Yeah. The great thing about this weapon banner is that there's 2 88 crit damage weapons, right? And that's awesome. So if you're a player looking for a weapon, this is a great weapon like to get in general. Both weapons are good. They're just not going to trigger the way you want them to perfectly, and they're not going to be OP for every single character. They're going to be okay on a lot of characters that use crit damage. Both of them are okay, but Missplitter has been a little bit more of a general option that I choose. Anyways, back to Emilie. What do you think leakers have credibility for leak? All right, so when it comes to Emilie's kit, the rumors around Emilie's kit are thus. She is an off-field DPS character. She is a character that relies on a burning reaction happening, but doesn't necessarily boost the burning reaction itself. The character that would be similar to that as a character is Chevrez, I guess, where she's reliant on an overload reaction happening, not boosting the overload reaction itself. right? But Chevres has a limitation, of course, where she's limited to only Pyro and Electro. Now, I don't think that Emily's going to be limited to Pyro Dendro, but if she is, then she better do some massive damage and massive boosting to those shit. Like those two classes, right? Oh my